So you're ready to dive into the AI gold rush, but there's just one tiny, massive hurdle, right? Actually landing that first paying client. Well, forget all the noise and the confusing advice online. Today, I'm giving you the exact playbook, a step-by-step guide that's going to take you from 0 clients to your very first signed contract. But before we get into the how, let's just talk about the why now. McKinsey predicts that AI could automate up to half of all current jobs by 2030. Just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just another trend, it's a full-on tidal wave. And right now, every single business owner out there is trying to figure out how to ride it instead of getting crushed by it. And that, my friend, is your opening. So how do you grab this opportunity? Well, here's the secret. It's not about being an AI jack of all trades. Listen to this founder from Reddit who just nails it. The people who are really winning have become specialists. They pick one industry and they become the go-to solution. This idea, this is the core of our entire playbook. All right, so here's how we're going to get you there. First, we'll scope out the opportunity. Then we're going to build your foundation. This is key. After that, it's all about outreach and crafting a pitch that just wins. And finally, we'll cover the big mistakes to avoid so your first project is a total home run. Let's get into it. Okay, section 1, the AI gold rush. Look, this isn't just hype. It's about a massive knowledge gap in the market. Companies know they need AI experts, but guess what? They don't have them on staff. That gap, that's your sweet spot. So, what are we actually selling here? It is so important to get this right. We're not talking about simple little chatbots. We're talking about AI agents. I want you to think of them as digital employees. They don't just sit there and answer questions, they do things. They update your CRM, they send out emails, they find you new leads. They are action takers, and businesses are literally lining up to hire them. And the demand, it's absolutely huge. The World Economic Forum found that 2/3, 2 out of every 3 employers are actively trying to hire people with AI skills. But here's the kicker, they can't find them. You are the bridge that connects their very expensive problems to these new, affordable AI solutions. Section 2, build your foundation. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the most important part of this entire thing. Do not, I repeat, do not send a single email until you have these 3 things locked down: your niche, your offer, and your proof. Seriously, skipping this step is the #1 reason people fail. Just think of these as the 3 pillars of your new business. Pillar 1, who do you serve? That's your niche. Pillar 2, what exactly do you do for them? That's your offer. And Pillar 3, how do you prove you're any good? That is your social proof. Let's break them down one by one. First up, picking a niche. This is completely non-negotiable. Like we saw in that first quote, you win by becoming the go-to person for a very specific industry. Why? Because you'll actually understand their unique pain points, you'll start talking their language, and your referrals will be a million times more powerful. So don't be a generic AI expert. Be the AI guy for dentists. But wait, you might be thinking, how do I get proof when I have 0 clients? Here's the play. You find one person in your niche, and you build them an amazing AI solution for free. In return, you ask for just one thing: a killer, detailed testimonial. That single testimonial, as this person on Reddit says, is bloody golden. It is the key that unlocks every single paying client from here on out. All right, you did it. You've got your niche, you've got your offer, and you've got that golden testimonial in your back pocket. Now it's time to go hunting. Section 3 is all about mastering outreach, finding the buyers where they're already hanging out. Now, there are 3 main channels to focus on, and you gotta know that each one needs its own special tactic. You've got Upwork, which is great for quick wins. You've got cold email, which is perfect for scalable outreach. And then there's LinkedIn for building those warmer, more personal connections. Let's dive deep into the formula for Upwork. On a site like Upwork, you're not just competing, you're in a sea of other people. So here's the winning formula from someone who absolutely cracks the code every time. Don't just say, "Hi, my name is." Start by rephrasing their problem to prove you actually get it. Then give them a tiny 2-line micro plan. Flash that testimonial you worked so hard for, and then end with a super simple, low-pressure ask for a quick chat. It cuts through all the noise instantly. Okay, so you did it. You landed the call. Now this is the moment where most aspiring AI consultants completely blow it. They start geeking out about APIs and large language models, and you can just see the client's eyes glaze over. Here's the secret. They do not care about the tech. let's talk about what they actually care about. Your client is not buying AI. They're buying an outcome. They're buying more time, lower costs, or more sales. It's that simple. So please stop selling the tool and start selling the result. Frame every single part of your conversation around the concrete dollars and cents value you're going to deliver for them. So, how do you price this stuff? It's actually pretty simple. Value-based pricing. Don't charge by the hour. Instead, charge a fraction of the value you create. If your little AI agent saves a business $30,000 in busy work, charging them, say, $5,000 is a no-brainer. It completely reframes your fee from being an expense to being a high-return investment. I mean, this quote just perfectly captures the entire sales mindset you need. You want to frame your offer so simply that it feels like a law of physics. When you pitch it this way, the client isn't really deciding if they can afford your AI service. They're just deciding if they want to make an easy, high-return investment. The answer is almost always yes. Okay, you close the deal. High five. But now comes the hard part, actually delivering. An AI project can go south, and it can go south fast. So Section 5 is all about the critical mistakes that you absolutely have to avoid to make sure your first client becomes a raving fan for life. The #1 project killer, without a doubt, is having no measurable goal. If you can't define what success looks like with a hard number, like we're going to cut data entry time by 10 hours a week, then your project is just going to wander around aimlessly, and you'll have zero proof of your ROI at the end. Mistake #2, never, ever ignore security. Your AI agent is a digital employee, and you're giving it the keys to the company's systems. You have to use what's called the principle of least privilege. That's just a fancy way of saying you only give it the one key it needs for its job, not the entire master keyring. One little slip up here could create a massive problem. And finally, don't get fooled by your own prototype. A demo that you build on a super powerful model like GPT-4 might look amazing, but it can be really slow and incredibly expensive to run in the real world. You have to plan for scale from day one, focusing on speed and cost effectiveness, not just the flashy features. So let's just recap the entire playbook real quick. 1. Specialize. Pick an industry and become their go-to expert. 2. Sell outcomes, not tech. Sell time and money. 3. That first free project is your golden ticket to paid work. 4. Go find clients where they already are. And maybe the most important rule of all, you gotta start before you feel ready. And that's really the final play, isn't it? The biggest thing holding most people back is just waiting until they feel ready. But you don't need a fancy brand or a slick website. You have the playbook now. You know the exact steps. So the only real question left is, who's the one person you can email today to get this conversation started?